You want to make a difference? Then stop giving your power away. Stop giving it to whatever it is that's draining you. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same. People often try to overcomplicate things because they think that it's more complex than it really is. Whatever the situation is, if it is, a friend or a partner or someone who you're just dealing with that, is not reciprocating your energy where you're meeting them, and you feel drained, then stop giving them that energy. I know firsthand that that is challenging to do, especially when it's like in our immediate life. It's like a romantic partner, or someone that you're flirting with, or a long-term relationship that you've been in, and you're in a pattern of a cycle and habitual pattern. That can be really challenging to try to change the way that you act, because you want to. You're conditioned to do that in the long-term relationship, or or you might just be a person that is um, wanting to go the extra mile. You're a good person. Today, the scene kind of has us set up to like be callous and like not care and flippant, and that's not what I'm talking about. It's great to be compassionate and to care about people, and want to see the best in people, but doing it to your detriment is not really the way to do it, and it is more powerful to get up and walk away. Even if it's just pulling back your energy, to see if they notice, because if they don't react, then they're not really interested, and they're really siphoning that energy off of you. And if they are, interested, and they do react, the chance is there for them to change and to come and meet you, or at least open up a conversation, a line of communication where you're able to discuss like your needs, from whatever that type of relationship is. And to go further out of the immediate, personal type of relationship, it's stop giving your power away to, the demon scroll, to dead scrolling on, social media. Like, they're trying to get your attention, because your energy is the commodity. It doesn't matter all of these things, your energy is the commodity. When you're trying to share a relationship with someone, it's your energy that you're sharing, and that you're also receiving from someone else. And uh that should be balanced. With social media, it's not balanced, and with the media in general, it's not balanced. They're trying to drag uh, your energy down. I'm just saying it, like it's what it's designed to do. It's designed to keep you on there as long as possible. How do they do that? It's mostly lowest common denominator, right? If it bleeds, it leads was used to be the slogan in, like, for the news, and back when I was a youngster, I remember hearing that, and or in the newspapers or whatever it is. Well, the whole, as we know, the whole landscape has changed, and now it's in your hand 24/7, and you're just ba 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 ba, and they're sucking you in. Nothing's real on there. I mean, there are some real things. Obviously, there are people that are trying to do good and share, helpful things, positive things. I can't wait for the day when we actually realize the power of these devices and these connections, and what we're able to do with them. I don't think it's going to be Facebook and Instagram and YubTub or whatever. I think it's going to be, there'll be new ones probably that come out. But like, the amount of information at our fingertips that we waste, and now we're even letting, what they call AI, um, think for us. It's all a very slippery slope. And you don't know what their intentions are, and but I can tell you that they want your energy, and they want it as negative as possible, as angry as possible, as divisive as possible, because that's what they feed on. That's what they're feeding on, and they got you where they want you if you're buying in. Just because you see something doesn't mean that you have to take it into your sphere and internalize it. And we've all been there. I am not excluding. There's definitely been some things, obviously, portrayed on the devices through the years that riled me up, and they were helpful because they made me see the lies very clearly, and the show very clearly. As you may have heard, the world is a stage. Take that to heart, because what you're seeing is a show. And I know that may sound callous, and I don't mean to trigger anyone by saying that, but I'm not talking specifically about any particular one incident or post or anything like that. I'm more talking about the larger scale, and how it's shaping all of our outlooks, and the world that we're creating with our energy. Like, if you're creating the fabric of your reality, which you are through your energy and through your intention, like manifestation, if you're stuck in a low vibration, then that is what's going to be created. And it takes time. There's a gap in this reality on, like, the thought and then the manifestation. So the more people that are focused on that, the bigger that manifestation is going to be. You know what I mean? And we want to try and move that as positively as possible. I see a lot. As disconnected as I attempt to be, I know what's going on, and I can acknowledge it, and I can let it go in any number of ways. Maybe say a little mantra or prayer or something, or take a moment, and just breathe through it. I can look at the situation very quickly now. These things come up, and in a few moments I sort of get the idea of what's going on, because it's just rinse and repeat. It's rinse and repeat. So for what it's worth, that's today's video. Don't give your power away. If you don't want to, if you want to give your power away, and you're interested in the darkness, and suffering and all that, then go right ahead. I'm not saying to ignore it, ignore the suffering, but here's the question, like, how are you making the world better? If violence begets violence, fighting begets fighting, negativity begets negativity. But if you're able to turn your lens, your internal lens, to positivity, how can you make the world a better place, the reality a better place, for yourself and for others, by focusing on the positive, focusing on your joy, focusing on your happiness and your bliss and your gifts and your talents, and sharing them, in a way that is enjoyable, dare I say, in today's world, enjoyable. I'd love to know what lights you up. Like, all of you, everybody, like that's what we need to bring to the table. Like, our individuality is what will eventually make the collective, unstoppable. The collective, meaning, like, all of us, all of creation, like, we're all unique and we all have something to contribute. And I'd love to see, what yours is, that is in alignment with the light. So cheers. Stay up, stay sharp, and keep shredding. Peace.